Hi, guys. Today we are going to talk about what is your project, and this is going to be a solo project as well. You're going to be collecting data with a minimum of a sample size of 30, which means you need to have at least 30 respondents, 30 data sets. You can collect the data by hand or using Google Forms or another method, but you will be creating a histogram and a box and whisker plot of your collected data and interpreting the results. So you can use Google Sheets for your calculations, but your project is going to be on a poster. And I'll provide that kind of graph poster that I had y'all do in the mini golf project where I made y'all do a larger poster. Y'all can use that or your own poster. But y'all's rubric is on your poster. Um, you're going to have a title, whatever it is you're looking at, and then that's for 10 points, just giving a title that is, like in our example in class that we've done, I might do like Heights of High School Boys, something like that. So on your poster, you need to include the mean, median, range, and IQR. That's worth 15 points. You need to have a histogram that is drawn by hand, uh, or you can print it off from the like if you have a computer that you can print that off of on your own time, like at the library or at your house, you're more than welcome to print off your histogram. You do need to have an appropriate bin size. I would say probably a general rule is it's going to automatically say auto bin size, and that may be a decent bin size, whatever it has in there. But there's not really a set. I mean, there are a couple rules, but not really. It's just kind of like, what are you trying to get your shape to look at? You don't want to have like a whole lot of bins. I would say for what we're doing, probably between 6 and 8, maybe 6 and 7 bins, but just kind of look at it and see. You want to be able to see the shape fairly easily. Um, but on your histogram, you need to make sure your X and Y axis is labeled. So the Y axis should be the frequency of something, and then what is your X axis? Um, it should be colorful. You need to tell me if it's left skewed, right skewed, or approximately symmetric. And then histograms, you need to make sure your bars touch. So that histogram is worth 30 points. Um, you do need to make sure you have a box plot. This should be in the general vicinity of your histogram, either right next to it or underneath it. You should have an appropriate number line. Like if your data ranges from 80 to 100, you don't need 0 through 80 on a number line. Uh, kind of like that example that I did. Like you need to start off somewhere in that general area. Um, and then your box plot should also be colorful, not just black and white. That's worth 30 points. And then finally, on your poster, to kind of conclude it, what measure of center is more appropriate for to use for your data and why? And that is worth 15 points. Sorry, and I have some ideas that y'all can use. And if you have something that's not on this list, you're more than welcome to come to me and get yours approved. But as you go through, if you're sending something out, like you can collect things. Like if you're measuring heights, you can physically go through and measure somebody's height, or you can just ask them and hope that they're honest about it. And if you ask them, you can put that on a survey, and your data is already there, type of thing. So these are some topics that you're more than welcome to choose. SAT or ACT scores, shoe sizes of boys or girls, not both, like get them in like a group, shoe sizes of boys or shoe sizes of girls, the number of siblings somebody has, the weight of boys or girls, average amount of hours spending studying for an exam, number of states that you've lived in, how many sleep on average do you get a night, your screen time, um, GPA, average number of steps walked in a day, number of social media followers, household income, only if people are comfortable with sharing that. Appraised value of home, also only if people are comfortable sharing that. Your household size, the number of pets somebody has, average time spent working out in a week, the number of clubs or extracurricular activities you are involved in. These would be high school students only because clubs and extracurricular for high school students, that doesn't make sense to ask your parents that. Number of concerts you have attended, number of tardies you had this year, high school students only, obviously, and the number of absences you have this year, high school students only. And why I say that is that you don't want to do a survey of 30 people and 15 of those are like your grandparents, your parents, your aunts and uncles. That doesn't make sense. Your data is not consistent. It's not reliable. Okay. So once you get that information, uh, once you have all that information, collect your data, then you can start um, by putting that into your spreadsheet. And you can use your spreadsheet to get your calculations and then just transfer that over onto the poster. And if you have any questions, I'll be around to help you guys. Good luck. Have fun.